Hi everyone, in this particular series of videos, we will learn how search works in SharePoint. In SharePoint online sites, there are multiple ways to search for a particular information. If you are working on a team site or a communication site, and if you want to find a particular document, you can go to document library, and here you can look for that particular document. But if you have hundreds and thousands of documents in a SharePoint site, then it becomes very difficult to find that document within the document library. Every SharePoint site has a search box where you can search for a document, you can search for a file, list item, and so on. Now, this is a team site, and within the search box within this particular site, it says search this site. So that means if you want to search something within this particular site, you can search it here. Likewise, if I go to document library, now this search box says search this library. So now I can look for a document within this document library. So this will be the document library level search. Similarly, if I'll go to site list, the search box will say search this list. So this way you can search for a particular item within the site list. Now I have a hub site. This is a hub site. So we know a hub site has one or more sites associated with it. So if I go to another site which is associated with this hub site, for example, marketing site. So in this site, the search box says search this site. So I can search for a file or a particular information within this particular site. But if I go back to the hub site, this is the hub site again. Now here it says search across sites. From hub site, we can search for something across all the associated sites. If we have a document that is stored somewhere on a site that is associated with the hub site, you can search for that document from the hub site. And if you want to search something within the document library of the hub site, you can go to document library, and this search box will say search this library. So you can type the name of the folder or the document within the search box and you can search it from here. Now there is another way to search for a folder or a document or a file within SharePoint Online, and that is the most powerful search option in SharePoint. Within SharePoint Online, if you go to home page, now if you look at the search box, it says search in SharePoint. From here, we can search for a SharePoint site, we can search for a folder or a document, or even a document library or a site list. For example, if I type O365, I will get everything within the SharePoint that has a keyword O365. This search will not only give you the results from SharePoint, but this will search your OneDrive accounts as well. At the top, if you click Files, it will show you the folders and files that has O365 keyword and all the documents within each SharePoint site. Likewise, if I click Sites, this will give me the URL of O365 SharePoint sites. So from here, you can search across the SharePoint Online. Before we deep dive into the SharePoint search architecture, you should be aware of what is crawling and indexing. Crawling is the process to collect information about the site pages and the links within the site pages, whereas indexing is the process of analyzing the crawled data and storing the data in an organized form so that the data can be easily retrieved when someone searches for it. The search functionality in SharePoint includes multiple type of components that work together to perform the search operation. The crawl component crawls the SharePoint site pages and the content within the site. It collects the properties and metadata from the crawled items, and it sends this information to the content processing component. The crawl component has its own database that contains the information about the crawled items. For example, the last crawl time, last crawl ID, and the type of items those are crawled. The next component is content processing component. This component crawls the SharePoint sites to collect the properties and metadata from the crawled items and sends this information to the index component. The index component receives the processed items from the content processing component and writes them to the search index. The next component is query processing component. The query processing component analyzes and processes search queries and results. The processed query is then submitted to the index component, which returns a set of search results for the queries. There is another component within search architecture, that is analytics processing component. Its job is to perform search analytics and usage analytics. This component has a link database that stores the information extracted by the content processing component. It also has analytics reporting database that stores the results of the usage analytics. Then we have event store. It stores the usage events that are captured on the front end. So this is the high-level architecture of search functionality in SharePoint. This architecture is helpful to the administrators or the SharePoint developers who want to create custom search queries or want to use API to create more advanced customization solutions. If you want your users to be able to search something within SharePoint sites, as a SharePoint administrator, you need to make sure that the site content are crawled and are added to the search index. When a user search for some information on a SharePoint site, results can come from many places. For example, a document library, site list, site pages, list columns, web parts, and so on. A site owner can change the search settings to decide whether or not content should appear within the search results. Users can only see the search results for the content they have access to. By default, most of the content those are contained within a site or a list, a document library, web part page, or column will be crawled and added to the search index. In nutshell, whatever information is available in the search index decides what content can appear within the search results. So if you want to make the site content searchable, open the site, make sure you are the site owner or the global administrator or the SharePoint administrator. Go to the settings within the site and go to site information and click view all site settings. On site settings page, under search, you will click search and offline availability. Here, you will see a setting that says allow this site to appear in search results. By default, this setting is set to yes. That means it is enabled. So that means the content of this site are discoverable. But if you want to prevent the content from appearing in the search results, you can select no. Apart from this, you can also decide if you want to display the list items or the files and folders of a document library within the search results. Let me show you this practically. Let's go to home page of this site and let me show you from the beginning. So on the home page of the site, we will go to settings, site information, view all site settings, and on the site settings page, under site administration, you will click site libraries and list. And let me open home page on a different tab. So here you will see the list of the document libraries or the list that you have within your SharePoint site. In this particular site, I have only one document library with name documents, and I have one site list with name list 1. So let's assume I do not want to show the files and folders of this document library within the search results. So I'll click the document library name, and here I'll click advanced settings, and here I'll look for search. Under search, we have an option that says allow items from this document library to appear in search results. By default, this is enabled. So that means all the files, folders, documents within this document library are searchable. Likewise, if you want to hide the content of a site list, so let's go back. And here you will click the site list name, advanced settings, and again look for search. And here you will see the option allow items from this list to appear in search results. If you want to restrict these list items to appear within the search results, you can select no and click OK. So this way you can hide the list items or the document library within the search results. We will talk about these features in detail in one of the next videos. In SharePoint, the site content are automatically crawled based on a defined crawl schedule. The crawler automatically picks up the content that has changed since the last crawl and updates the index. There are two types of properties within SharePoint Search: managed properties and crawled properties. These properties are used when you want to create custom search queries. So when you change a managed property or when you change the mapping of crawled and managed properties, the site must be recrawled before your changes are reflected in the search index. And to make sure that your changes are crawled and fully reindexed, you need to request a reindexing of this site. By reindexing the site content will be recrawled. This is similar to the Google search. Like when you publish a blog on Google, Google finds our blogs and crawls the blogs as per the keywords you have used within your page. And once your blog is crawled, the page is indexed. And once the page is indexed, this page becomes searchable on the internet. So in SharePoint, you can reindex a site list, or a document library. If you want to reindex a SharePoint site, make sure you are the site owner, a global administrator, or a SharePoint administrator. And you will go to settings and you will go to site information, view all site settings. And here you will look for the search, and under search, you will click search and offline availability. On this page, you will see an option reindex site. And next to this, you will see an option reindex site. From here, you can reindex a particular site. Now remember one thing, the time taken for crawling a site depends on the number of site items. If a site has million of items, the crawling process can take a week as well. So if you want to crawl a site, you will click reindex site, and then you will check this option. Select any option as per your choice or as per your requirement, and then you will click reindex site. So this is how you can reindex a particular SharePoint site. And if you want to reindex a site list, you will go to the list within the SharePoint site. You will go to settings, list settings, advanced settings, and on advanced settings page, look for reindex list, and here you will get an option to reindex a particular list within this site. Likewise, if you want to reindex a document library, you will go to document library, settings, library settings, more library settings, advanced settings, and here also you will look for reindex document library, and here you have the option to reindex a particular document library. So this is how you can reindex a SharePoint site, a site list, or a document library. In this particular video, we are going to talk about Keyword Query Language, or KQL. In this document library, we have few documents. And if you want to search for a particular document, let's say if I type test and hit enter, so this will return me all the documents. Those have name as test or they have test within the document. Likewise, if I go to the home page of the SharePoint site and if I type here search, hit enter, so I'm getting the same results. I have a document that has name as test and I have a document and this document has test written within this document. But let's assume I want to search a document that has test keyword within the document. You can have hundreds and thousands of documents within a document library. So if you want to find a particular document that has a particular keyword within the document, you will not be able to find it in that way, like going to document library and looking for the documents. Or you will type the keyword within the search box. In that way also, you will not be able to look for the document that has a particular keyword within the document. Because SharePoint search is a very powerful search. When you search for a keyword, it returns all the files, all the items, SharePoint sites pages, and it gives you the results based on the keyword you are looking for. And even it checks inside the documents and based on your keyword, it returns the results. But in this scenario, we want to search a document that has a particular keyword within the document. So this is where keyword query language comes in the picture. Keyword query language is made up of two things, a keyword and a word that you are looking for. For example, within this document library, let's say I have a document that has a keyword test, which is written inside the document, and I want to search for that document within this site. So here in the search box, I'll type the keyword first, for example, test, and in the beginning, I'll use keyword query search. So for a document, for a keyword which is inside the document, I'll use body. So body and then the keyword that we are looking for. And let's hit enter. So now we can see only one document, though the name of the document is not test. But if I open this document, it has test keyword inside this document. Now, if I remove body and if I look for only test, I'm getting two documents. One document that has test keyword inside the document and another document with name test. Likewise, there are other keyword queries. For example, if I want to find a document whose author is a particular user, so I'll use author and then I'll type the name of the user. Let me try this way if I find a user. So yes, we can see a document that was modified by Bob Ross. Same way, I can find a document or a list item with title. For example, like this, and then you can add a keyword. Or you can use keyword queries like last modified time. You can use and, not, or operators, and so on. I have shared the link of an article in the resource section. Please go through the article so that you have a good understanding of the keyword language queries.